Primetime News with Israel Lai.
Good evening and you're welcome to Joy News at 8 here on the Joy News channel on your multi-TV. My name is Israel Lai. And coming up in the bulletin, flag bearer of the National Democratic Party demands a reversal of what she describes as her purported disqualification from the 2012 presidential race and her inclusion within 24 hours. Former National Youth Organizer of the New Patriotic Party, Anthony Kabul, emphatically denies the voice on the secretly recorded audio tape is his. But we'll get analysis on the impact of such tapes as we head into the elections. There was a no-show when Agbasi Woyome appeared before the Public Accounts Committee due to the Attorney General's refusal to honor the PAC's invitation. Also in the bulletin in business, Ghana Revenue Authority expresses optimism it will meet its 2012 revenue targets by the end of the year. And from the world of showbiz, Sonny Badu arrives in Ghana ahead of his Sonny Badu live in concert show in December. On the foreign front, 3 people who plotted to kill Benin's president, Thomas Boni Yaya, by substituting poison for his medicine have been arrested. We have all these stories and more coming up in the bulletin. Chairman of the Public Accounts Committee has expressed disappointment at the Attorney General's refusal to honor an invitation to appear before it. The AG was billed to appear before the committee to assist in the unraveling of circumstances leading to the payment of 51 million Ghana cedi judgment debt to businessman Alfred Agbashi Woyome.
The Attorney General and Minister of Justice, Dr. Benjamin Kumbo, has refused to appear before the Public Accounts Committee of Parliament to account for the 51 million Ghana cedis judgment debt paid to Alfred Woyome. The chairman of the Public Accounts Committee, Albert Kandapa, expressed his disappointment at the no-show by the Attorney General at the committee's sitting today. According to the chairman, the committee is left with no option but to follow the necessary steps to bring the Minister of Justice and Attorney General before the committee.
Mr. Speaker, shall have power to issue a warrant to arrest the person and bring him before the House or the committee, and such warrant shall be executed by a police officer. It will appear that the committee will therefore have no alternative if we want to have possession of the documents before interrogating this particular case to refer the matter to Madam Speaker and to hope that she will be able to exercise the necessary powers and compel the Attorney General to produce the documents to us tomorrow.
A member of the committee, Isaac Esiama, was also disappointed with the disregard by the Attorney General to the committee.
Not even the President of Ghana can refuse an invitation from a committee of Parliament. It's been done in other countries. We have examples. Uganda, it happened there. So let us be clear with whatever we are doing. So, Chairman, I think an invitation by a committee must be accepted by everybody. Every Ghana must respect an invitation from Parliament.
Dr. Kumbo, in a letter to the committee, stated his appearance before the committee to discuss the issue is prejudicial as the case is still in court. He has also refused to furnish the committee with any document relating to the 51 million Ghana cedis judgment debt case, hence making it difficult for the PAC to deliberate over the issue. He has up to Wednesday, October 24, to appear or furnish the PAC with all the documents related to the case.
Now, leadership of Parliament is continuing to defer public business because the House is continuing to record low attendance by MPs.
Today, only 27 members reported to the chamber. As a result, the Speaker called for adjournment of sitting, forcing some members to pour out their frustrations.
It's not the easiest of things to get up, prepare yourself, come, go through the traffic, and then wait for all this time now, about almost midday, sit for 5 minutes, and go back. The Speaker, we have things to do. We have campaigns to run, just as your good self said. And I want to support you. If the leaders of government business cannot put their act together, Mr. Speaker, for Christ's sake, let them stay at home.
In seconding the concerns raised by the New Jabba North MP, the Deputy Speaker of Parliament, Do Ajahu, disagreed with the member on some of the issues raised.
I share the sentiments expressed by the honourable member for New Jobbing, except that on this occasion, I don't see what the government of power has done. They have brought their business here. They don't have, for today, we cannot blame the government in power.
Meanwhile, some MPs have expressed mixed reaction to the rating by Africa Magazine of members of Parliament.
I have maintained that I have not seen the criteria they are using. I haven't even seen the newspaper right now. I can't confirm the credibility of the methodology being applied. And that I can also say that the member of Parliament cannot be judged completely on the floor of Parliament. We have a combination of factors which have to do with what they do on the floor of Parliament, what they do at the committee level, and what they do at their constituency.
I haven't seen the grace, but notwithstanding that, I always question what basis does he normally use to grade the MPs? What are the criteria? For me, that's what I'm worried about, because you could see that the previous one, when I look at, there are some MPs whom, to me, have not even come to Parliament regularly, and yet they have got C+.
They, however, admitted the ratings might affect the chances of those who are holding themselves up for a re-election. Sitting continues tomorrow.
In other news, pressure is mounting on the Electricity Company of Ghana over complaint about its new metering system. Residents in parts of the capital, including Teshi and Tabora, continue to complain about difficulties with the system. Officials have, however, been unavailable for comment.
The Joy News team, after several hours of waiting at the premises of the Electricity Company of Ghana on Tuesday afternoon, still couldn't get access to any official to speak on the new metering system introduced by the ECG. The public relations officer for ECG, whose name was given as Gloria Diasichi, hung up on the Joy News team when we tried reaching her on her personal phone, giving the excuse that she was in a meeting that was going to take the whole day. The head of the customer service department of the ECG, Dr. Smart Yeboah, who was said to be the best person to speak to, had switched off his phone and so couldn't be reached. The new prepaid metering system that started 3 months ago is still ongoing. With the old prepaid meters replaced, the new ones have been installed outside the homes of residents.
It's not conducive for us, you understand? Because when you buy in credit, I think when it came for the first time, for like continuous 3 weeks, we bought about 300 series of credit, you understand, which it was too much, because as compared to the other time, when you buy, you go, you pay a little. I mean, it's not all that, it doesn't consume much, but this one, it consumes a lot, you understand, so we're not comfortable with it. The very first day they came, we asked them, and then those who fixed it, they were saying that that is their job that they are doing, so they don't know anything about it. We weren't informed. We were just here working, and then they came to change it. 3
months ago, when we visited Teshi, the situation was worse.
It's not safe. Anybody coming to your house, when he sees that your power source is outside, the person can easily cut off the power cables and everything in your house is off. The person could just come in and do whatever he wants to do because he is aware of what he's doing, but you don't know whether the person is coming to attack or you don't know anything about it.
We do have our meters in our shops, but now they've been taken outside. And the other disadvantage is that when it rains heavily, we know what happens to some of our poles, sometimes the cables and whatever. Yes. So I think it's not a good thing.
As it stands, the Electricity Company of Ghana is unwilling to speak to the issues and answer some of the questions on the minds of these residents.
When we return from the break, the Ghana Revenue Authority is very optimistic. We'll tell you why. The Ghana Revenue Authority has expressed optimism it will meet its 2012 revenue target by the end of the year.
In accordance with Ghana Revenue Authority Act 2009, Act 791, the 3 tax revenue agencies were merged. The Ghana Revenue Authority thus replaces the revenue agencies in the administration of taxes and customs duties in the country. This year, the institution expects to meet its target of 11 billion in excess. The target set for Revenue Authority was reviewed in June after the presentation of the supplementary budget. George Blankson is the commissioner of the Ghana Revenue Authority.
Performance has still been very good, and we are, as an authority, we are on course. But the margin over target has diminished because of the increase in the revenue target. But performance itself has been consistently improving. And it is our hope and expectation that by the end of the year, we shall have met the revenue targets.
Even though figures for the third quarter have not yet been released, Mr. Blankson disclosed to Joy News that the third quarter saw the import revenue tax making the highest gain. The expectation is also to see an improvement in domestic tax by the end of the year.
In this quarter, that is in the third quarter of the year, the import revenue has done very well, and even though domestic tax collection has also improved, we still expect to do better in the last quarter of the year.
The import revenue tax has been increasing during the third quarter, although it is usually affected during election years. The authority nonetheless is hopeful of meeting its target for the year.
The European Commission has backed plans from 10 countries to launch a financial transactions tax to help raise funds to tackle the disease.
Hello there, my name is Rashidat Kadiri. Time now for sports on the Joy News at 8. Airtel has partnered with London-based Arsenal Football Club to send subscribers to London to watch the Gunners play at their home grounds at the Emirates Stadium. The company will provide match tickets, a return air ticket and hotel accommodation for eligible fans.
The highest texting Airtel subscriber for the month of October will be the winner of an all-expense-paid return trip to London to see the Gunners play at their home grounds, the Emirates in North London. The 3-year deal between the telecommunication giants and Arsenal signed in June of this year is aimed at awarding loyal customers in Ghana, Nigeria, Uganda, Rwanda and Zambia. Donadrira is the head of corporate communications and external affairs.
Airtel and Arsenal have signed a 3-year partnership deal, and we are part of the packages. Okay, is that we have the Arsenal team come down to train our the winners of the Airtel Rising Stars soccer clinic. We had Ray Parla coming down to Ghana to do that for us. We also have, but with this package, with this partnership, we'll be able to download a lot of paraphernalia from Arsenal website. But most importantly, we are organizing this package, full package airline tickets paid, hotel paid, for you to go and experience an Arsenal match at the Emirates. And this is open to our customers. And the way you'll be able to enter the thing is to text ARS to 19 short code 1948. And that if you're able to win, and that is the first past the post. Person with the highest points wins.
And the 8 matches have ended in 8 centres in the UEFA Champions League, and I have the latest results. Northeastland ended their game 1-1 with Juventus. Shakhtar Donetsk defeated defending champions Chelsea by 2-1. Bati Borisov lost 3-0 at home to Valencia. Lille 0, Bayern Munich 1, Spartak Moscow 2, Benfica 1. Barcelona left it late to beat Celtic by 2-1 at the Camp Nou. Galatasaray 1, CFR Cluj 1, Manchester United 3, Braga 2. And that's it for what's been happening in the UEFA Champions League. Now let's go back to tennis, or let's go back to the local front, where the Ghana Tennis Association will organize the 10th edition of the Seniors Championship at the Accra Lawn Tennis Club next month. The event, which is organized annually, will have as side attraction the men's open singles for children to exhibit their tennis potential, and also serve as a system to recruit young talents to represent Ghana in international competitions.
This year marks the 10th edition of the Seniors Open Championship, and will see former tennis players including Anthony David Dove, who starred for Ghana national tennis team in 1958, participate in the event. There will also be the men's open singles for the youth to tap and nurture talent. It will be used to restore the once celebrated sport to its grand position in Ghana, Africa and the world. Tennis has been on the low in terms of patronage on competition in Ghana in recent times, with the country failing to qualify for competitions in the sub-region. Peter Annan, also known as a tennis grandmaster, tells Joy Sports the championship is a step in the right direction as the Ghana Tennis Association prepares to introduce the first ever tennis league in the country.
The men's 16, I think, is easier because some of them have already finished their SS and GSS, and they can even, compete with the old ones like Podo, what's the name, the other names of our up and coming professionals. I think we will just give them the hand-to-hand and the tough matches. So I feel it's all good for them to have those players on board so that they can test their pulse with the older ones. And so without those players playing, I think we won't get nowhere. We get nowhere. So I feel it is better for them to organize this type of tournament and then involve them to also to play as a side attraction. So I think this year is going to be a wonderful year, and I'm sure more of the kids and the up 16 years of age will enter so that we can watch a good tennis.
Meanwhile, patron and former chairman of the Accra Lawn Tennis Club, Alhaji Abidodu, hails the initiative and is soliciting support from corporate Ghana.
And this is supposed to honor talents that can be taken out of the lot and given special training the same way we do with the under-17s and the football teams till they get to the Black Stars. We want to have the younger ones, bring them up till they get to the Davis Cup level so we can get back to the Eurozone we used to be playing in the past.
Right, so Israelite is not happy that Chelsea lost to Shakhtar Donetsk away, but watch out for Real Madrid, Manchester City and Arsenal. They are in action in tomorrow's edition of the UEFA Champions League. I'll be here with all the results. Coming up next is international news. Stay tuned.
International news is brought to you by
Global Lighting Center, your solution to quality lighting.
EcoBank, the rhythm of Africa.
Three people who plotted to kill Benin's President Yayi Boni by substituting poison for his medicine have been arrested. Officials say the three, including the president's doctor, one of his nieces, and an ex-minister of commerce, have been charged with conspiracy and attempted murder.
Prosecutors said the president's niece and his doctor were offered 1 billion sefa to poison him. The three have been remanded in custody. Prosecutors yesterday named them as Dr. Ibrahim Mama Sisi, the president's niece, Zubereth Kuraseke, and former Minister of Commerce, Mujadu Sumanu. Authorities said they also intended to issue an arrest warrant for businessman Patrice Talon, a former ally of the president who fell out with the leader. Chief Prosecutor Justin Benameto told reporters that the alleged plot started on 17th October while the head of state was on an official visit to Brussels. He said the president's niece, who accompanied him on that trip, was approached by Mr. Talon, who offered her money to administer drugs to the president, provided by his personal doctor. Boni, 60, was first elected president in 2006 and re-elected last year. He is currently chair of the African Union. In 2007, he survived an ambush by gunmen who attacked his convoy during an election campaign tour.
2 children were killed when rebels shelled Kadugli, the capital of Sudan's oil-rich South Kordofan state. The rebels were reportedly responding to air raids on villages. It is the second major attack this month on Kadugli, near the border with South Sudan.
Army spokesperson Al-Sawami Khalid told reporters that the rebels had bombed an army garrison outside Kadugli, but some shells had landed in the city. Khalid said 8 other civilians had been wounded in Tuesday's attack at Kadugli, which has escaped much of the fighting over the last 16 months. He said that the army had launched an operation to cleanse areas outside the capital of rebels a few days ago without giving further details. The rebels fought against Khartoum in the civil war, but when South Sudan seceded, their land remained in Sudan. South Sudan, which gained independence in July 2011 under a 2005 peace deal that ended decades of conflict, denies backing the rebels. Since the secession, tension between the new neighbors has been strained, with rebellions breaking out on either side of the border and a dispute over oil which escalated to the brink of war. However, last month the leaders of both nations signed a deal mediated by the African Union to resume oil sales and to set up a demilitarized buffer zone.
The head of Italy's disaster body, Luciano Maiani, has resigned to protest against prison sentences passed on 7 colleagues over the 2009 earthquake in Lahia. 6 scientists and an ex-official were convicted of multiple manslaughter for giving a falsely reassuring statement. And then President Barack Obama and his Republican challenger Mitt Romney are beginning a 2-week drive to U.S. Election Day following their third and final televised debate. Both candidates will increase the amount they travel, speak at election rallies, and spend on advertisements as they seek to mobilize supporters and win over undecided voters.
Monday's tense debate in Florida saw the rivals tangle over foreign policy. 2 instant polls said Obama won. During the head-to-head, the 2 men clashed over the Arab Spring, Iran, Israel, and China. President Obama forcefully attacked Romney as all over the map on foreign policy. Romney countered by saying the president had allowed chaos to engulf the Middle East. Obama's campaign has released 3.5 million copies of a 20-page booklet, Blueprints for America's Future, to promote his second-term agenda amid criticism that the president has not set out a plan for the next 4 years. Romney's campaign has produced a new TV ad using footage from the final debate of the Republican, accusing Mr. Obama of going on an apology tour of Middle East nations while never visiting Israel as president. Both sides are working to win early vote, with 4.4 million people already having cast ballots ahead of the 6th November election day. Mr. Obama will briefly visit his home city in Chicago on Thursday to become the first president to cast his own early ballot.
National News was brought to you by
Global Lighting Center, your solution to quality lighting.
EcoBank, the rhythm of Africa.
Now, celebrities all over the world are showing the entrepreneurial sides by going in several business ventures ranging from fashion, music, accessories and charity foundations to beverages. Now, the latest to join this league is Ghanaian music group R2 Beats. Whilst their peers are coming up with shoe lines, clothing lines, accessories, etc., they say they have their own condom label.
Baby, make you know they talk chow. Hope say that you go drop me your number. Cause I know they feel they show they pop by the wonder.
Known as R2B's condoms, a pack will contain 3 premium latex condoms designed for that skin-to-skin sensation. By the way, R2B stand for Refuse to be Broke. Even though the product is not yet out, designs for the condoms have been making rounds on social media networks for some time now. A very close source to the group tells Showbiz the condoms are waiting approval from the Ghana Standards Authority and the Food and Drugs Board before they hit the market. That is all he would say for now. So I guess it is apt to say R2B's condoms coming soon.
Now, come to think of it, Refuse to be Broke for condoms. It's not a bad brand. Described as the pride of Africa and his generation of gospel musicians, Sonny Badu has arrived in Ghana and is in full preparation for his Sonny Badu Live in Concert show come December 1. Speaking to Showbiz in an exclusive interview, Sonny, who did not want to throw light on his love life, disclosed that some love is brewing in the African port.
Can you help me sing?
He is described as the young man with a golden voice. Others esteem him for his ability to move audiences. However, these talents are today adored by many because of his love for God. He started singing in church and at parties at a very young age. Sonny Badu is noted for his unique and passionate worship songs and has shared the stage with many internationally renowned gospel artists. The multi-award-winning artist has 14 globally recognized awards and 2 award-winning albums, plus 4 best-selling DVDs. On December 1, 2007, his debut album, Lost in His Glory, was released. In 2008, he started a series of worship programs, with the lead one being Africa Worships with Sonny Badu. And this December, Accra will host the last of his worship series.
It's been a great ride, tour, and we're finishing off here. And it's going to be epic. That's the word. Heavens will kiss Ghana. Heavens will come and kiss Ghana right away.
A unique gospel singer, Sonny has not only captured the gospel world with his voice, he's also a recognized songwriter, producer, author, philanthropist, TV presenter, motivational and conference speaker. The Ghanaian worshipper is currently one of Africa's most celebrated and influential gospel leaders in the United Kingdom, which leaves me wondering if it would be wrong if we pronounced his name as Sonny Badu instead of Sonny Badu.
I'm proud to be African and I want everybody to know where I'm coming from. I want everybody to appreciate African music because we Africans don't appreciate what we have. But I realize that the best is from Africa and I'm proud to be a son of Africa.
Well, enough of his professional life. How about his love life?
Tell her it's in the pipeline. My private things are private, but it's in the pipeline. They'll hear about it, yeah. Sometimes very, very, very soon, yeah. Next year, yes.
Okay, so for now, we will keep our eyes widely opened and our fingers crossed for the day when the pipeline would spew its contents out.
Okay, the dude is in love. Now, guess who's coming for dinner with the Smiths? It's the First Lady of the U.S., Mrs. Michelle Obama. Will Smith and Jada Pinkett Smith, together with Salma Hayek, are hosting the First Lady to a $2,500 a head lunch coming Thursday.
Will, Jada and Salma Hayek are hosting the $2,500 per head lunch for Michelle Obama this Thursday. Anyone who wants a photo op with the First Lady should be prepared to top up his admission fee to $10,000 US. Ahead of the luncheon, Will and his wife Jada Pinkett Smith got a visit from LA County Sheriff deputies who were there to secure the property. Several units from the Emergency Operation Bureau of the Sheriff's Department showed up to sweep the grounds, inside and out. Sheriff's deputies, along with Secret Service, were everywhere, looking for possible security breaches.